Welcome to Identity Matters. This is episode number 8. You're not broken. You're divinely engineered with Mavis Karn.
Welcome to Identity Matters with Dr. Kathleen Perry. Join in to explore one of life's big questions. Who am I really? The Identity Matters podcast will show you that you are and always have been innately whole and worthy just as you are. So slow down, relax, and enjoy the show.
Hey there. Welcome back to Identity Matters. I'm your host, Dr. Kathleen Perry. And the conversation you're about to hear is with a beautiful soul, Mavis Karn. I just can't share enough about how wonderful the conversation with her was. She so simplifies this true nature, this essence of who we are in that we talk about in this podcast. And she has been talking about this for such a long time. It just oozes out of her. It just emanates from her. And she's able to make it really simple. And one theme is that she continues to say that, when we don't realize this, it's just not our fault. We have not been taught this. And it really is her mission to share this message and to teach this, I guess you could say. I'd consider her a guide and a teacher. She does it beautifully in her book. And her book is one I highly recommend. I have bought it for several people, family and clients. And I love reading a chapter. My mom's 88 years old, and we'll sit down and I'll read her a little chapter. And we just settle into this feeling of, oh, yes. So we do reference her book toward the end of the interview, but I really highlight this and want you to consider getting it. The title is It's That Simple, a user's manual for human beings. So enjoy this conversation that I have with Mavis. And again, you'll find that you can just relax into it and sit back and listen and not worry about trying to figure anything out. Just feel what you feel. Enjoy. Mavis Karn, welcome, welcome. It is such an honor to be with you today.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I want to ask my first question. And what feels most alive and true for you right now?
Right this minute?
Right this minute.
That I just met you about 5 minutes ago, and we're going to have a chat, and I have no idea what's going to happen. That's just the truth of now.
Yeah. Well, that points to the fact that none of us know what's going to happen beyond this moment that we're in, and that unknown, for me, a lot of times has been like really exciting and sometimes a little scary. What about you?
Well, it depends on what you think the unknown is. It's all there ever is, as far as time is concerned, is now. It's now. And any experience any of us are having is because of the meaning we're making of this moment. And the unknown is exactly that. We don't know about anything except this moment. So what's there to worry about?
Beautiful. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful. So what keeps us in the present moment and what takes us away from it?
Well, we're always in the present moment. It's just that sometimes we don't know it. Our attention is on some thoughts of some other time, or our attention is on thoughts of the past or thoughts of the future. But we're always in the moment. There's no, where are you going to go? This is it. But our attention is wandering all over the place. And the thing that's good to know is that we can't do anything about anything that comes into our head, but we are in charge of how much attention we give it, if any.
Yes.
Do your visitors know that they are creating their own experience moment to moment? Do they know that?
Do they know that? That's a good question.
Well, I don't know what your audience is, so I don't know if they're familiar with um, the notion or the truth that all human beings are creating their own experience of life moment to moment through their ability to create images, to think, and to have those images appear real through our senses. So nothing on the outside of us is in charge of what's going on the inside of us. We're the authors. We're the creators of the experiences we're having in life 100% of the time. So, given that truth, it's important to know that the source of any feeling, any experience we have is us.
Yes. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mavis, for speaking to anyone that might have tuned into this episode of the podcast here that may not know what you're speaking to. And those of us that do get it, it's such a good reminder. It's good to have a reminder for. So thank you for so clearly pointing that out.
There are lots of programs, lots of books, lots of classes that people can take to learn more about, well, what I call our divine engineering, how perfectly, beautifully we're made. And if people if people can begin to realize that the intelligent energy of the universe is the source of all life, meaning it's the source of us too. We are made from that intelligence. And we should have a lot of respect for that because that's no small thing. That we are human beings made to create their own experience of life and made able to realize that, to realize moment to moment to moment, we are feeling our thinking. There's no other source of what we're feeling. We're feeling our thinking. We're feeling the meaning we're making of life this moment.
You know, that as you speak those words about the magnificent beings that we are, created from and as that divine intelligence, I mean, I just feel my heart cracking open as you say that. And we just don't realize how magnificent we are.
It's not that I or anybody else is making that up. That's just science.
Mm-hmm.
It's astonishing science, but it is science. There's
It,
there's we're made of everything we need.
yeah.
I want to show you a picture. It's my favorite picture of myself. If I can find it.
Well, while you're looking, um, I've been in my career, you know, as a chiropractor and then practicing functional medicine and acupuncture, just tended to geek out on the science, especially around the brain and quantum physics and all that. And it's just really cool that this truth that you're speaking of, you know, science is catching up to
Yeah.
explain all of this, which is good, but you can feel it and know it without a scientist telling you it's true.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why the scientists are catching up. They're feeling it. They're bringing it into words and explanations.
Oh, whoa.
So I'm assuming you know that that's me, right?
I know that's you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So about, yeah, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, I was in a hurry and I fell down 2 steps into my garage and landed on my face, sprained every joint in my body and got stitches. And well, I look like that. And for some reason or other, I came into the house and I took a picture of myself. I have no idea why. I was probably the hit in the head did it. I don't know. But when I saw that picture later, um, now this story isn't going to work unless you think I look better now. Well, shall we agree I look a little better now?
You don't look like you just fell down a flight of stairs right
No,
now.
no. But see, the thing is,
And you're radiating beauty, by the way. Just
oh,
there's a radiance.
the thing is, um, I did nothing to make myself look better. Absolutely nothing. The way I'm created took care of it. Took a few days. In some cases, I turned purple and then I turned yellow and then I turned this. But the point is, my body just went to work and cleaned it up. I did nothing. Now, I don't know about you, but anybody, any system that can just go to work and clean up that mess, I have a lot of respect for.
Yeah.
And it's not just the messes that we innocently make of our physical self. We make messes of our psychological self too, just by believing everything we think.
Mm-hmm.
And when we learn that that's optional, when we learn that we can know when to trust our thinking and when not to by the feeling, when we learn that, we can clean up psychological messes too and also prevent them. But even if we create one without catching it first, it's okay because it's temporary. And we'll remember that that feeling of depression or anxiety or fear or insecurity or whatever is just temporary. It's some passing thoughts that we're giving attention to. And if we just relax, we'll be smarter in a minute.
Yeah.
That's the system. That's the system we're made of. That's how well we're made.
Yeah, that's that divine engineering that you're talking about. It is absolutely perfect and magnificent, and we can just step back and let go of the steering wheel,
Mhm.
right? And let it guide us through our lives. And I really appreciate how you talk about the variety of thoughts that can arise and how the ones that we can trust are, our tool, our barometer is the feeling that's associated with them. It seems to me that a lot of people are not used to navigating their life that way. They
I,
are
I didn't know for
trusting.
40 years.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
did.
know it until about 5 years ago. And I still get seduced by thoughts. I mean,
I
the
do.
ones that just look like real, or I'm so identified with that meaning making machine in my head that for so long I thought, well, that's me. And that's kind of back to, why I named the podcast Identity Matters. Like, as I started to get untangled from this idea that I was my thinking, that I was actually creating it. Wow. I mean, why didn't somebody tell me this a long time ago?
Because they didn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I wanted to talk about your book at the end, but again, I'm just feeling like how much it relates to what we're talking about right now, that both you and I want people to know this. And your book, I've given to clients, everyone, 100% rave reviews. And my mother, who's about to turn 88, who's never been a reader, I sit down with her and I read a chapter and we just sink into that feeling that you're talking about. So I'd like to ask you now, how did the book come into being? I know the story, I believe, but I'd love you to share that with the people who are listening.
Wasn't my idea.
I know that too.
It was, I had many years ago now, did a 2-year project where I taught what we've just been talking about to a bunch of adolescents in prison, adolescent boys in prison. I went about an hour from home. I drove down to the prison every Sunday. I spent Sundays down there and did classes with these kids. And on the last day of my time with them, um, we had a little party. We had a cake and we had all these things. And I wanted to bring something to them. I wanted to give them something, and I couldn't think of anything. And I thought, okay, I'm just going to write them a little letter. I'll make some copies and they can throw it away or keep it or whatever they want. So I wrote a letter that um, found its way eventually into the big boys prison here in Minnesota. And one of the prisoners that got a hold of it, his job there was working in the art department for their newspaper. And he called me one day. He got permission and called me one day to ask if he could make a poster out of it, out of that letter. Sure. So he sent me the poster when it got finished, and I made a whole bunch of copies and started giving them away to kids that I saw them. And it ended up people would want a bunch of copies for this or that and the other thing. And I don't know, it just got I don't know, I didn't feel like I had much to say about it. It just got this life of its own and turned up in odd places. And Michael Neal, um, who I do work with from time to time, got a hold of it, and he loved it, and he wanted me to write a book about it. I said, Michael, you write books. I do not write books. And he kept bringing it up and bringing it up, and I call it nagging, but he calls it encouraging. I and finally he said, how about if you just write letters and you write letters about that poster? And I thought, mostly just to get him off my back, I thought, okay, letters are short. I can write letters. So for the next 2 weeks, I went out on my porch, nice weather, and wrote a bunch of letters, which got turned into a book. And do I have a copy of it? I can show you. I'll be right back. This is the book. So it's a little book. You can't be writing an 800-page book about how simple things are. So I meant it to be as clear and as clean as I see that information in it as being. It's simple, it's profound, it's clean, it's clear, it's the truth. And I'm not the first one that talked about it. There's people have been telling me about it and telling other people about it since time began. And we learn it and then we forget, and then we learn it and they forget. And so I know a lot of people, when they read the little book, and other people's books too, about the same subject, when they read them, they or hear one of us talking about it, they think, oh, that sounds right. And what I think that is that everybody knows what I know. Everybody already knows what's in that book. They just didn't know they knew. But when they hear it, they can feel it.
Yes.
So they don't have to have somebody like me telling them to. They know it. And I hope that's what people get out of that book. Because the book is simple truth. It's just common sense. It's just wisdom. And everybody knows it. But everybody doesn't know they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a user's manual.
Yes.
It teaches you may have the greatest car in the world, but if you don't know how to drive it, it's not much use. You have the greatest brain in the world, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not much use.
Right. Well, in many of the ways that we're trained to use it are applicable for a math equation or doing your P&L at the end of the month, but yet we tend to use it for things that it wasn't designed to be ideally used for, when we really could navigate better with the feeling and let the heart then speak to the brain and give it, the instructions. But the book for me, Mavis, was brought such a sense of relief, and exactly what you said about, I already knew what you were telling me in the book, but it was almost like it was sort of muddied over by this thought mechanism in my head that's operating all the time. And you read the book and it drops you down into your body, into your heart. For me, it did.
Well,
I am so glad.
let me tell you, though, the book doesn't do that. Because there are people that can read that book and say, what a piece of junk.
Okay.
Toss it. And if the book was that powerful, nobody would feel that way. It meant something to you because you allowed new information in. It's how you read it, how you listened to it, how you opened your mind to the information in it. The book is just paper and ink. It can't do anything without the open-mindedness of the reader.
Thank you for that distinction and clarification. I totally understand what you're saying. I do quite often when I'm doing a solo episode here on the podcast. I remind the listeners to take the information in with an open mind and an open heart. And if it resonates, it does. If not, let it go. Anything that I say or anything, is there for each person to accept or not.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're absolutely right. The book itself doesn't do the work. Um, but it can.
It's
It's an invitation, right? Would you say?
it, it's like a car. It can sit there in your driveway, or you can use it for what it's for.
Yeah.
It's like your hand. Your hand is, there's an explanation of that in the book. Your hand is an astonishing piece of machinery. It's got, I don't know, I've got it down in the book. I don't remember how many bones and muscles and tendons and nerve endings and so forth in it. And you got two of them, two hands. When you use it clenched and you punch something or you pound something, or even if you just walk around with it clenched, there's a feeling to that. It's usually all the way from uncomfortable to downright painful to use your hand that way. But it's your hand, you can use it that way. Relaxed and open, you can dress yourself and prepare food and play instruments and pick up things and set them down and pet kittens and pat dogs and scratch itches and endless. Who gets to decide how you use your hand? And how can you tell when you're using it in service to you or not?
Yeah. Right. We get to decide, and we can pay attention to the feeling.
That's right.
Pretty amazing how we humans are engineered.
It's just, I've been at this a long time and I am never going to get over being awed by the love and attention that went into making us and everything else for that matter.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about love, Mavis, as it kind of relates to who you are and what you're up to.
Well, I just think love is another word for that universal intelligence of all things. There's not a flaw in that intelligence, and it's all in service to the whole. It's part of the whole and in service to the whole. So we are made of it. And we can tell when we remember that, and we can tell when we forget that by the feeling.
And so if someone is struggling, caught up in the thinking and giving their attention to this and identified as I am my thoughts. And obviously that doesn't always feel very good. And
It's not supposed to feel good.
they want to feel that feeling of love, that universal, divine, benevolent energy that you're mentioning. Where would you point them to, what, or, is there a piece of advice, not a technique or necessarily, but if someone's struggling and their attention is on thought and this thought identification, how do we bring ourselves, how do we, gently steer the boat in another direction?
How do you do it?
I think it's really, I guess, unique. And so it depends. Sometimes it occurs to me to just take a deep breath into the belly, not.
What happens right before it occurs to you to take a deep breath?
Well, it's the noticing the feeling.
That's it.
It's just saying like a little, and this wasn't until I kind of understood how I'm engineered, but almost now it's like my hand is getting closer and closer to the burner on the stove and it's hot. And it's
Mhm.
like, whoa, okay, ding, ding, ding. Or like check engine light goes on in the car. Now, sometimes I ruminate, that if that, even given that I feel that I have some degree of an understanding of what we're discussing here, there are times when I'm just circling the drain. That thinking is repeating and repeating and repeating. But at some point, like you mentioned, Mavis, something alerts me that I'm about to set my hand right down on the burner.
Mhm.
And so that then leads to, how about instead of doing that, we take a deep breath?
But what happens right before that deep breath?
Mm. What happens?
You answered it.
Oh,
You you noticed your feeling.
yeah.
You noticed this. And when you noticed this happened.
So the power is in the noticing.
That's right. It's your the content of your thinking isn't the guide. It's the feeling that's the guide. What color your hand is, whether you have jewelry on it or gloves on it, or your fingernails are painted, or you've washed your hands, or they're dirty, or what. That isn't the point. The feeling is letting you know how you're using your hand. The feeling is letting you know how you're using all of your tools. Like right now, the way you're sitting, if you sit that way too long, what happens?
Uh, my butt starts to hurt.
Yeah. And then what happens?
I move.
Yeah. You don't have to
I
figure it
shift
out.
positions.
There's nothing to figure out. You know what
Yeah,
that
the
sensation
feeling
is.
tells me change positions.
So when you're sitting in an uncomfortable position, the sensation lets you know and you shift. When you start terrorizing yourself or worrying or whatever, the feeling lets you know how you're using your thinking and you shift.
Yeah, because that's how we're made.
That's right. But see, we didn't know that. We didn't know that all sensation is on our side.
Hmm.
There's a sensation that lets you know that you're sitting in an uncomfortable position now. There's a sensation that lets you know if you have a little rock in your shoe. There's a sensation that lets you know if you have a toothache. There's a sensation that lets you know when you take something out of the fridge and smell it, lets you know whether it's edible or not. Sensation is guiding us all the time.
So it has been my experience personally and with people I work with that we are really disconnected with the body, that we tend to use the content of our thinking to navigate away from something uncomfortable. This sensation you're talking about, um, you know, what am I trying to say here? Going to the body, I guess, like giving attention to the messages that the body is giving us, isn't something that I don't think we're taught to do.
Well, we would have been if they would have known it.
Yeah.
For instance, if I asked you, imagine a wedge of lemon. I'll take a bite of it. What happens?
Yeah, I felt a little salivation.
That's right. You can't sneak a thought by your body. Every thought you have, you feel in your body. You can imagine a lemon and experience it in your mouth.
Yeah.
There's no lemon. It was a thought of a lemon.
So the body is constantly giving us messages.
It's on our
That's
side.
and we're
Every sensation.
suppressing them and ignoring them.
We just didn't know what they
Yeah.
were for.
Yeah.
We thought psychological pain was the enemy. We didn't know it was information about how we're using our thinking.
Yeah.
So we take drugs, drink a lot of alcohol. We numb our feelings because we didn't want to have them. We didn't know what they were for. That'd be like a pilot covering up the dashboard. That's not going to work out well.
No, it's not going to end well.
Mhm. But
Yeah.
it's so innocent. This is not because there's something wrong with us. It's because we didn't know there wasn't anything wrong with us. We just didn't know how perfectly we're made and what sensation is for. It's 100% on our side all the time. For instance, earlier this year in April, both my sister and my brother died within 3 weeks.
I'm sorry.
One it was expected, the other one not. And w- within that 3 weeks, I think I experienced every emotion known to man. Um, None of it was wrong. All of it was my thinking. And it was really helpful to know that.
Yeah.
Just let myself feel whatever I was feeling. I was doing nothing wrong. And it was all temporary. I wasn't always going to feel this way. I didn't have to act on anything that I didn't want to act on.
I'm sorry for your losses, Mavis, and thanks for sharing. Um, Grief can be an entirely different experience when you understand this.
Yeah. It
And
doesn't
the
mean that you try not to grieve. It just means this is the way I'm feeling about this right now.
yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, to kind of sort of wrap things up, I could just talk to you forever and ever, and everything has been so beautiful and so powerful. But in this last little bit here, I really feel the message that I want to share is that we're not broken. We don't need fixing. We're innocent, and we just didn't know this. And the knowing of it is the beginning of freedom.
Mm-hmm. It's true. There's really then only one diagnosis. We either know how perfectly we're made or we don't.
Yeah.
And the cure is to know how perfectly we're made.
That is very similar to a quote of my own, that there is a universal diagnosis, and that it is, that we have mistaken ourselves, and we've mistaken ourselves to be something that isn't the total truth of who we are, and
Mhm.
that universal cure is to see it and know it. That's
Mhm.
it. And then once you see it, you can't help but live it because it feels really good. And sometimes it doesn't. I do love what you said about grief, that those feelings are there. This is not a panacea that I'm going to feel rainbows and daisies all the time, but I know that the feelings are there as a love note, as a pointer, as a portal to a deeper, something deeper. Well, Mavis, is there anything else that I didn't ask you that you would like to share?
Nope.
Do you have one final word of wisdom?
Probably just be really, really kind to yourself and respectful for what went into making you.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you for so generously giving of your time and being with me here today.
You're welcome.
I am very grateful, and I'm sure that all the listeners are going to enjoy or not. Now, your book is available on Amazon and anywhere else people can find your book. I highly, highly recommend your book. And are you offering any? I know I took a course with you on aging that was wonderful not too long ago. Do you have anything else coming up that you would want people to know about, or reach out to you at your website? Or
That's where they can find everything that I'm doing. It's at maviskarn.net. Simple.
okay,
And the list of the programs are on that, and how to sign up and where to get the book and all that stuff.
okay,
Half the time I don't remember it. So,
and that's Mavis Karn, Karn. Great. Well, thank you, Mavis.
you are most welcome.
You enjoy a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too. Take care.
Thank you for listening to Identity Matters. I hope you found this episode insightful. If you're ready to delve further into this journey of self-discovery and uncover your innate wholeness, I invite you to consider one-on-one coaching with me. Together, we can explore the unique challenges and opportunities in your life or your business or both. And through that exploration, help you align with your true self. To learn more about my coaching services, visit drkathleenperry.com/services.